effects. Okay, so I've had this one a little while. These are the Custos Crypta, I always say it wrong. Custos Crypta, Custos Crypta, by Paranoid Miniatures. Mark kindly sent these over to us a couple of weeks ago, but I was waiting for some bases. So what I've done, I've ordered some nice secret weapon bases. Basically, I read the fluff in the book, and it talks about how the ancient Egyptians put these things in the burial chambers of the pharaohs and stuff to keep out raiders, because these things are awful. They just eat and eat and eat, and as they were chucked in there, they put a load of slaves in there, but as the slaves died off, these grubs grew and grew and grew, and eventually got to the point where they then started having to eat each other to live, so only the strongest survived. And the fluff always talks about the pools of blood and the skeletal remains of their enemies, so I thought, bingo, Field of Screams by Secret Weapon Bases. What I'm probably going to do, I'm probably going to sand these. Where's the camera? Sand these up a little bit, and the bones are going to try and make look quite odd. Probably a similar technique to what I've done with the wood on the Drowned Earth, and then work out a way of how to flood them slightly with a resin, a cleary, bloody resin. I don't want to use blood for the blood god because it always just looks a bit meh. But I'll figure something out. I know they're not rounded bases, but to be honest with you, I think these models are just going to look that good on these. I don't think it matters. The Guardian model sits on a 75mm base, so what I've done is, I don't know if you can see it very well, I'm probably going to have to give it a bit of a sand down with some sandpaper, but that was an 80mm base, which I've run through a belt sander to turn into a 75mm base, and it still looks okay, so I'm quite pleased, because it was a long way to get that from America to then break it. But yeah. Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a box opening for the Custos Crypta from Mythos by Paranoid Miniatures. I've been dying to do this a while. Okay, so the Custos Crypta. Forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. Let's have a look. Okay. Yeah, okay, so it comes in a nice little packet. Very well protected, which is what you want. With the resin models, they can be a little bit delicate, but this is the compromise. You get the detail because of it. So let's open this up, and let's hopefully we've got everything in here. Okay. Take that out. One. Ooh, two. That's a big one. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and bases wise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so right, so cards wise, we have. Okay, so we have the Crypt Grubs. Now these guys are, they're numbered 3, 2, and 1. Artwork wise, there is differences. I presume that is to do with the models, how they're posed. But these guys are pretty much the same character stat. What I quite like about these is they have the mutations. So you can tailor your crypt bugs, your crypt grubs, to suit your playstyle for the round. So for example, mutation, spend 1 myth, you can give them sharpened limbs which cause hemorrhage instead of bleed. You can make them move further, fire their range attack further. There's quite a lot you can do. I quite like the idea of these, because also as well, I will point this out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and the leader, which is also the myth, means this faction actually has 6 models instead of the standard 5, which to me just sounds very tanky. With the fluff about them eating each other, as you can see with the Crypt Guardian, which is the big guy, they do literally eat each other for abilities. I think this is just really nice. Ooh, what's this? The sanity effects table, and the bugs have their own sanity effects table. This will be quite interesting. Oh Christ, look at that. The model ice is normal gains very competition. If there is no Crypt Guardian, the big guy, the leader model, there is no Crypt Guardian in play, then this model will replace the Crypt Guardian. Oh dear. With its associated statistics, any existing moves and suffer as well as this condition transferred over. That's pretty strong. So your leader dies, and one of the little guys becomes the big guy. Let's have a look at the models. Okay, so they come in nice little packets. I'll open this one up. Drop them down there, and very straightforward. There isn't much cleanup. There is a little bit, but nothing too difficult. These models are quite straightforward. So if you actually look at them, what you see is what you get. The detail is still good on them. I like that. As I said, there is a little bit of cleanup, but you'll get that with a file and a bit of warm water. And then the arms and the head come on separate sprues. Yeah, quite pleased with that. So my idea is, let me get this base here, get them on like so, or maybe even like just change it around a little bit. We'll work that out when we start doing it. Right, the Crypt Guardian. Okay, so the Crypt Guardian. God, look at that. That's a big chunk of resin, isn't it? Oof. Yeah, nice. Ooh, yeah. Right, so the Crypt Guardian. What we're looking at here. Okay, so we have the tail, a little bit of cleanup, nothing massive. So everything you always expect this with resin models. The wings, which I presume will go on here somewhere, and these massive gangly legs. Once again, a little bit of cleanup, nothing terrible, but like most models, you would clean them up anyway. And then a base. There's a little bit of texture on this, which is quite nice. I think you find it very difficult to actually find a 75mm base. So I have made one. There we go, and that should do the job. The cards. Okay, so the box also contains the cards, which are all numbered with the sanity and health stats and conditions, with the conditions rules on the back of the cards. Interesting to see. I'll just show you that there is an F. Means these bugs will flip at 5, which, let's have a look at the Guardian. The Guardian also flips at 5. Yeah, so it should be good. Hopefully I can get these glued and painted, because I'm gonna smash Chris's teeth in with them. I don't think he's played against this faction. I haven't played against this faction, so I'm very keen to see what we can do. I'm gonna start gluing. Right, I've done my Custos Crypta. They're all fully painted, and I guess I'll just show you some pics.